Today we'll be starting with Science 2, chapter number 8, Cell Biology and Biotechnology. In the lower classes, we have learned what is the meaning of cell biology or cytology. Cell biology is the study of cells. Cells, as we know, forms the basic structure and functional unit of life. This diagram that is given over here, we have studied about it in the 9th standard. Let us see how it looks. This is the different stages in tissue culture of a banana plant. This we had actually learned in the 9th standard when we learned about tissue culture. We will be learning about a special type of cell called as stem cells. They are the special cells present in the body of multicellular organism. These are the cells that give rise to all the other types of cells present in the body of a multicellular organism. We have learned that during sexual reproduction, the union of the male gamete and the female gamete results in the formation of the zygote. Now, at the earliest stage of development, the organism or the zygote is just like a mass of cell. That means many cells come together. All the cells in the mass are almost similar. These are called as stem cells. Slowly during further development of the zygote, these cells form different types of cells and slowly they form different types of tissues and start performing different functions in the body. This is called as the differentiation of stem cells. However, once the tissues are formed, the cells in these tissues at the most can perform same type of cells only. This is the case in each part of the body. However, stem cells are present for longer duration in some part of the body. What it means is that once the cells gets converted into tissues, they become specialized to perform one particular function. But in certain part of the body, stem cells are present for a longer time. Where are they present? They are present in the umbilical cord by which the fetus is connected to the uterus of the mother. This is the cord through which the developing baby gets food and etc. from the mother's body. The stem cells are also present in a different stage of embryonic development. They are also present in red bone marrow and adipose connective tissue of adult human beings. So it is possible to take out the stem cells and store for further use. So this is done by taking the stem cells from, say, maybe the umbilical cord or from bone marrow or from the embryo, and they are kept in small sterile tubes. And these tubes are stored in liquid nitrogen at a temperature of minus 135 degrees Celsius to minus 190 degrees Celsius, and they can be reused later. This is an image. It shows how stem cells are formed. One stem cell replicate to form many similar, or it may change into different type of specialized cell, like in the neuron or in the blood cells or in the intestine or in the heart, etc. Types of stem cell. Depending upon the source, that means where it is present, the stem cells are classified into two types, as the embryonic stem cell and the adult stem cell. Embryonic stem cell. Now we know that the zygote slowly divides by repeated mitotic division and gets converted into an embryo. Now this zygote, the cell differentiation starts from the 14th day of conception, and slowly it starts forming different types of cells like bone cell, liver cell, neurons, etc. Now before they start differentiation, these embryonic cells are called as embryonic stem cell, and from these 220 different types of cells in the human body are formed from a single type of embryonic stem cells. That's why they are very, very important. Now, the stem cells are the primary type of cells with self-multiplying ability, and they're the parent cells of all types of human cells. This property of stem cell is called as pluripotency, the capacity to go on dividing again. Now, if you are able to take out the stem cells before the 14th day, that is before it starts differentiation, and cultured with certain biochemical stimulus, and they can be stored for a very long period of time. What are adult stem cells? Adult stem cells are obtained from the body of the adult person. As I told you before, sometimes from the red bone marrow, from the adipose connective tissue as well as blood, you get the stem cells. They can be removed and stored for future use. The first image shows you how embryonic stem cells are removed, and the second image shows you that how from bone marrow we can remove the stem cell, store it, and it can be developed into different tissues like maybe a liver tissue or maybe brain tissue, maybe RBC, heart, neurons, skin, muscle, etc. depending upon the use. Use of stem cell. Now the first type of uses of stem cell is regenerative therapy. That is cell therapy. Stem cells are used to replace the dead cell in certain conditions like diabetes, myocardial infarction, that is when the heart muscles or cells are infected, Alzheimer disease, Parkinson disease, etc. The second regenerative therapy is to produce blood cells required in conditions like sickle cell anemia, then thalassemia, leukemia, etc. Organ transplantation. In organ transplantation, what happens? If certain organs like the kidney and liver, etc. fails, it doesn't work properly, then they can be produced separately with the help of stem cell and then transplanted. So the first image shows you about certain organ. You can see kidney, liver, heart, etc., which is grown with the help of stem cell in the lab, and they can be transplanted. And the second image shows you about regenerative cell therapy. That is how it can be utilized to replace cells. Organ transplantation. The various organs in the human body sometimes becomes less efficient or sometimes becomes completely functionless due to various reasons like maybe aging, certain infection, disorder, disease, accident, things like that. Now at times it may become very difficult for the person to survive and people may die also. In such a case the person gets the necessary organ, then they can be saved. Now, availability of a donor is important in organ transplantation. That means each person, if somebody requires an organ to be, to survive, say for example, both the kidneys has failed, then that person requires a donor who can donate them one kidney, because each person can survive with a single kidney also. So in extreme cases, they can donate their kidneys. Similarly, skin can be donated. Skin you require, suppose there is a fire or something and where the skin has been burnt, you may end up requiring the skin. But we have to take care of various factors like the blood group, whether what is the age of the person who is donating, whether they are having any kind of disease or not. Many a times certain organs can also be donated after death. For example, eye, heart, liver, etc. can be donated. These images show you that how stem cells can be utilized. The first diagram is showing you about how different cells can develop, that is neuron for brain, epithelial for intestine and etc. Then muscles etc. and your liver, heart, muscles and bone on it all. The second diagram shows you how stem cell can be, they can replicate themselves or they can form specialized type of cell. Organ and body donation. Now, due to the progress in science, we have realized that many organs remains functional for certain period of time even after death. Now, slowly people are becoming more aware about organ donation and body part donation. Slowly people are realizing that they are useful for the, even a person's body can be useful even after their death. And the government as well as many social organizations are encouraging people to donate their body parts after the death so that other people who are alive or who are suffering can be saved. There's a lot of awareness about these concepts which is slowly increasing in our country, and people are voluntarily donating the body parts after their death. These are the some of the organs that can be donated. heart, pancreas, kidney, skin, bone, liver, lungs, eye, etc. And organ donation is a very important thing because it helps to save people's life. Even after the death of a person, if they are donating their body parts and organs, it will be helping other people to live a healthy life. Thank you. We'll be continuing the next part in the next lecture.